What's going on, guys? In this video, I want to talk about why coffee, black gold, whatever you want to call it, is amazing and may in fact just save your life. You see, interestingly enough, they've done a study a couple studies actually, spanning 20-30 years, and they found that coffee drinkers had a reduced risk of mortality. That's right, coffee will make you immortal. No, it won't. But over the span of those years, the coffee drinkers actually died less, which is a nice little side benefit to coffee. But in this video, I want to basically lay down why coffee is amazing and why you should drink it, because there's a lot of people that think coffee is bad for you and coffee is unhealthy. But the first thing I want to kind of stipulate is that I think coffee is best consumed in a fasted state. I think coffee is best consumed before you eat anything. And actually, when I was talking to Ori Hofmeckler, author of The Warrior Diet, about coffee, he seemed to agree with this. He said, yeah, coffee stimulates your sympathetic nervous system, makes you like more alert and focused, energetic, but eating like food, specifically carbohydrates and fats in big quantities, puts you in that parasympathetic nervous system. So it kind of contradicts each other. But that's why you want to drink coffee in a fasted state. I actually was never a coffee fan until I did intermittent fasting, until I did IAP. And then I loved coffee, and it had such a profound positive influence on me, because what I'll do is I'll wake up for the first couple hours, I'll just drink water, I'll just chill, I'll just hydrate, I won't use any coffee. There's a recent study that showed that you shouldn't drink coffee right away, something to do with your cortisol levels, but don't worry about that. But the point is maybe just hold off for half an hour before you drink coffee, because we want to use coffee to strategically blunt our appetite so we can get to super low levels of body fat, so we can make our get to body fat percentage much lower than our set point. That's what I've been doing with coffee and other strategic tips I talk about in aggressive fat loss. So I actually drink coffee slowly over I'll have like 2 or 3 cups over a few hours, and by the time I finish my coffee, I'm not even thinking about food. I'm so satisfied. Like, I'm not hungry at all. I'm just focused and alert and energetic, and like it's been like 6 hours since I've waken up. So I wake up at like whatever. If I wake up at 10, I try and like finish coffee around like whatever 2 or 3, and I'm not even thinking about food. And it's like, whoa, I've gone several hours without even eating. And so the reality is, coffee does some amazing things. It blunts appetite, which is awesome if you're trying to get lean. And if the goal is to get lean, just drink coffee in the fastest state, because when you're eating food, you don't need to use coffee to blunt appetite. And if you overuse coffee, the effects of coffee on reducing your appetite will be diminished. So coffee actually does some amazing stuff. It actually will make you smarter. It improves cognition. It's considered a nootropic, so you actually have better mental cognition, alertness, and focus with caffeine. And as well, when people are in the older age, people that drink coffee have a reduced risk of like going senile, which is nice. So coffee will actually boost cognitive performance, which is very powerful. It will actually improve metabolic functioning. So when you drink coffee, your metabolic rate will speed up about 3 to 11%. Some studies show it's actually higher than that. But just a nice little boost. It's not amazing. You're not going to start dropping fat because you have that little boost in metabolic rate, but it's just a nice little boost. It improves workout performance. If you work out with some caffeine in your system or coffee in your system beforehand, you'll actually be able to push it harder. You'll have you'll actually hit a later onset of fatigue, and you'll be stronger because it activates the central nervous system. So if you're going for some heavy lifts, coffee or caffeine will really help you. Coffee actually it reduces your risk of like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. It has liver protection properties, reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes. I mean, it is pretty damn powerful what coffee does. It reduces the risk of some types of cancer, and all this is backed by research. I'll actually put a link in the description you can check out by one of my friends at Authority Nutrition, a really popular blog, and he's got a really well researched article on the benefits of coffee. But the reality is coffee is great for you. It's a high source of antioxidants. It's got like some nutrients in it. It's pretty much 0 calorie. It's as close to 0 calories you can possibly get, so you don't have to worry about any calories in coffee. It's just a fantastic beverage that is healthy for you and will support optimal health. So I would suggest having 1 to 4 cups of coffee per day max. And having it just in that fastest state and using it to blunt appetite and improve workout performance. And what you'll find is, it's much easier to drop fat. It's much easier to stick to the diet because you won't get hungry. You do it with intermittent fasting. It's a beautiful thing. And actually, what you're going to want to do is, click the link right there. It's my intermittent fasting guide, the Kinobody guide, the Kinobody handbook to fasting. Download that. It's super effective, and you can use the coffee hand in hand with intermittent fasting. So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about as far as coffee is concerned. The reality is it's a delicious beverage. It takes time to adapt to it. So if you drink coffee at first, it might not taste that good. You might find it bitter. But drink it for a few days, give it a few days, maybe a week, and by like the 10th cup of coffee, it will start to taste so good. I actually got a new coffee machine, and it tastes like freaking hot chocolate every time I drink it. And I use, for people wondering, I use Kicking Horse coffee, like Three Sisters or something. I believe that's what it's called, Three Sisters, and it's fantastic. It's a medium roast. It's really delicious. So, and the last thing I want to say is literally when you start fasting and drinking coffee, you feel so good. There's no hunger. You feel so focused. You have a lot of energy. You know, the dopamine levels in your brain are really high, so you just feel good and happy. Like if someone offered me $10 million a year and I was never able to drink coffee again, I would say no, I don't want the money, I just want my coffee, because coffee just makes you feel amazing. And as long as you don't overdo it, as long as you just use coffee in moderation and you stick to a typical setup where you only have whatever 2, 3, 4 cups of coffee per day, then coffee will give you way more than it takes from you. It's only when people get, you know, just overdo coffee, where they have coffee at night, they can't sleep, and then they do energy drinks and this and that coffee starts to have a negative effect on your health. But do it in moderation and you'll find you have amazing health benefits. That's all I want to say. Download the Kinobody fasting handbook so you can use fasting strategically with coffee, and you can get the benefits of that. That's all I want to say. And make sure to hit the like button if you actually think coffee is awesome and you like this video. Hit the thumbs up, comment below, and take care. Bye-bye.